first of all, I think it's important to make a distinction, because there are, like, WordPress by default, WordPress itself as an application doesn't have any logging per se, but everything else has logging. So on your website you already have a lot of logs without knowing. So it's good to, first of all, to make a distinction. So first of all, I think there are, before we go into the like user actions and user tracking, maybe we can just give a brief overview about the other types of logs, because there are also logs used for development, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, for example, you have the PHP, which is what WordPress uses to function. That has its own logs. The web server, of course, has its own logs. Excuse me. MySQL and WordPress, whilst it doesn't have its own log, it does have a debug log, which is a development log.
Yeah. Yes, it's good to point. Yeah. Like the WordPress logs, which you mentioned, they're a bit different. So these type of logs usually are used for development, like the PHP error log. If there's some bug, syntax error in the code, or something is crashing, then you're going to look at it. The same with the web server error logs. The MySQL server, you mentioned also that there's the error log and the slow log. Slow log is quite interesting. Not many people know about it usually. The slow log is basically, you can enable it to keep a log of the slow queries, of which are slow queries, so you can kind of basically troubleshoot. And the WordPress logs you mentioned are actually the debug logs. They are disabled by default. They are developer logs. They're nothing they're not for the average. They're nothing, cannot be used to track things or what's happening. They're basically, as the name implies, they are debug logs. So basically they're used for development purposes. They're disabled by default. We have an article on our website on how to enable them. You basically add a line in the WP config to enable them. There are a few settings which you can disable, like how much logs do you want and where do you want to write them. But yeah, in the debug log you will find, typically is used by developers.